Welcome back to Wall Street Week here at Nasdaq headquarters today. We are here with Adena Friedman. She is CEO of Nasdaq. Adena, you took over in January of this year, but of course you've been at Nasdaq for 20 years. We want to get your vision on the company. But first, let me ask you about the fastest growing area of your business, market technology, grew 18%.
Yes,
what's driving the growth?
Sure, and that actually does dovetail really nicely into looking at the future of our business and the strategy of Nasdaq. One of the areas of business that a lot of people aren't as familiar with is the fact that not only do we provide the technology that serves our own markets here and in the Nordics, but we also provide the technology to over 90 other markets around the world. We also are the #1 provider of trade surveillance technology to the broker-dealer community and the exchange community around the world. And we are really the market infrastructure player. We're the premier market infrastructure player for the capital markets. So it is a big part of our business, but it's amazing at how fast that business is growing as every market is looking to become more advanced. They're looking at really shoring up their post-trade capabilities, their clearing and settlement capabilities. They're looking at developing out a market data business. They're looking at developing out an index business. They want to make sure that they also have the best protocols available to bring in international investment. And then the broker-dealer community is also looking at their own infrastructure and making an assessment as to what they should grow in-house and what they should look for partners to build for them. So it really is an amazingly fast part of our business, a growing part of our business, because the demand is terrific. And it does dovetail nicely into our strategy as well.
So tell me about the strategy. What's your vision? How does it differ from your predecessor?
Well, I think that you're going to see it's a natural kind of expansion and extension of the strategy that we've had, which is to be a critical market infrastructure provider to the world. And that means that whether we are operating our own markets in the capital markets that we serve in today here and in the Nordic countries, or we're looking at how we can help develop the capital markets worldwide with our technology, with our expertise, with our corporate solutions, with our data and transparency, it allows us to play a critical role in every economy as they're growing and expanding and making sure that their capital markets are advanced.
Yeah,
so
it's interesting to see you're selling this information, this technology, to even competitors.
We are. Yeah. Yes, we are. So, and that's, I think, an important element of what we do. We believe that we can be a great competitor in the space, but we also are looking at making sure that we provide the technology to whomever in the space really thinks that they can benefit from it. I would say that generally speaking, the vast majority of the exchanges that use our technology are not competitors. We don't see ourselves as competing with a lot of other markets.
Like in Hong Kong and Singapore.
Yeah, they all have their own ecosystem, their own way of doing business. They see us purely as a partner, but there are actually some interesting circumstances where we do provide the technology to a competitor.
Yeah, so in terms of growth, that's the subject of the day that we're all trying to figure out where the growth is. Is that where the growth comes from at Nasdaq? How do you squeeze out more growth of this company?
Well, we see growth coming from multiple different venues, or parts of our business. I think that we definitely see more growth today, at least, in the non-transaction businesses, because we've talked about the volume environment that, in the transactions businesses. The equities markets, the options markets right now are in a low volatility environment and therefore low volume. So despite the fact that our market share continues to grow in those businesses, and if volume comes back, that's a huge catalyst for growth there, and that's a beta factor, something we can't control as well.